First off, I want to say I'm so sorry to the Washington Redskins. Andy Reid fleeced you guys again. After trading for Donovan McNabb, a few years ago, and now getting fleeced for Alex Smith, I feel bad for your fan base. It's such a kick in the balls. You give up a third-round pick and a promising 22-year-old cornerback, and move on from Kirk Cousins, who is 4 years younger. Looks like he's still improving. I think we can all agree that Alex Smith has probably hit his ceiling. I don't think he's going to get any better than he already is. And then on top of it, you give him a new contract. That's that's a little hard to swallow. Today's going to be a rough day for those Redskins fans. But why does it make sense for the Chiefs? They got the young cornerback in Fuller. I think it's evident that they wanted a cornerback anyway, given the Revis experiment this past year. They moved on from Smith, allowing them to free up $17 million in cap space. So along with making way for Mahomes, they've also added an extra pick to their arsenal, as well as a promising player at a position of need. For the Redskins, I guess the best thing you can say is they have a quarterback for the next few years. I guess that might help ticket sales, but other than that, I don't really see a situation where Redskins fans are happy with this trade. Your organization has absolutely, let you down from the beginning with this whole Cousins situation, and I really feel bad for you as a franchise. And that's coming from a Jet fan. We've had miserable luck. You guys are basically the NFC version of the Jets. So for me to say I'm sorry, I actually do mean that. But now, what does this mean for the Jets moving forward? It means Kirk's actually going to be a free agent. There was thought that he might be transition tagged or franchise tagged to try and traded, or would have to have a deal put in place that the Redskins couldn't match. That's no longer really going to be a possibility. With Smith signed, Kirk is going to be a free agent. So now Kirk is going to have to decide where he wants to go. The top options as far as money is concerned would be the Browns and the Jets. Both have a ton of cap space. The Browns have a ton of picks. Since the Browns own the top pick and the fourth pick, logic seems to say that they're probably going to take a quarterback with that selection. So money-wise, Jets are the team that can offer the most. I don't believe the Cardinals will come into play. They have really not much cap space, so they're not really going to be able to offer a contract on the same level as some of the other teams. Buffalo maybe comes into play. Again, their cap situation is not as great as the Jets. And then you have the Broncos. Now, there's ties. There's people that think that Kirk would like to sign with the Broncos. There's been reports saying that's where they likely think he'll go. That being said, they're not in the greatest cap situation either. They're going to have to let go of talent in order to make a Cousins signing happen. Now, if you lose some of these key players, are you necessarily going to look as attractive as you were beforehand? I think the Jets, plus an additional $70 million in cap space, plus all their draft picks, is going to look a lot more attractive than Denver on a likely lower deal with less players on their roster. Not to mention some of their receivers are getting up there in age as well. I think Kirk will probably take his time in making a decision. I think he'll wait to see what rosters get filled out. I think us, getting Jeremy Bates as our offensive coordinator and Dennison as our run game coordinator, both with ties to Shanahan, will help make that a comfortable situation. With Maccagnan attempting to trade for Kirk a few years ago, I think there's clearly a desire there. I think, Kirk came out and said he really likes Jeremy Bates. I think the writing is on the wall for him to come here. I'm actually surprised media isn't really covering it as big as I thought they would. But I really think the Jets are going to land Cousins. I think it's going to be for a monster deal. That being said, if we average $28 million a year, would make him the highest paid quarterback on an average annual salary. That shouldn't scare fans away at all. you should really look at the percentage of cap taken up by the contract. There's no reason by the time 2020 rolls around, when Leonard Williams and Jordan Jenkins need to be re-signed, that he can't be getting paid a really reasonable contract. We have so much money, we could basically front load his deal so heavily that he could be paid comparable to like the 16th highest paid quarterback this year in terms of cap percentage taken up, meaning 12% of the cap in 2020. Really not that big of an issue when you look moving forward. I don't think you'd have problems surrounding him with talent if he's being paid like the 16th highest paid quarterback. That being said, let me know what you guys think. This is really exciting news. I think we have a little bit more insight as far as where the pieces will fall and who our quarterback will be next season. I really, do we get him? Does Denver get him? Is there another team that you think is a dark horse that could get him? Let me know. As always, go Jets. Jets!